Look, they said it couldn't be done. They said that we would not back-to-back years enter into the very first draft on Underdog Fantasy. They said we wouldn't be here for the big board. They said, no, you won't. You won't be in the lobby. You will not be the first person to draft in the big board. And you know what? They were wrong, boys. They were absolutely wrong. This year, we are going to attempt to draft the most teams in fantasy football. We are going to attempt to draft, 3,000 teams, maybe 4,000 teams, maybe 5,000 teams in fantasy football this year. Had a good year in fantasy football last year. Really good year for me in high stakes contests. Really good year for me there, of course, wrong mic input. Just absolutely classic. Let's fix that real quick. There. All right. Thank you to TCD, my boys drafting from the 11th spot. Yeah, we are here. Where were you? Where were you when we were drafting in the big board when Jarrett Stidham took the field in the AFC Conference Championship? All right. Well, here we go. First draft pick of the year. We will be drafting out of the 10 slot, the defending big board champion. He of the telling me to draft Javonte Williams last year. My boy Goods is in the building. Circa 1991, Ruben PO816, Tamar Dazan, Tron Bombs, QB the King 22, Kev Tay 337, ICYM, Jay Sakura 7, Kanye West, Davis Maddock, Kapatek, Benny Boo 42. I haven't done much research on prospects, but we move well. I actually have good news for you. If any of you guys have not done any research on prospects and want some rankings that, kind of encapsulate what's going on with the prospects, have an opinion on the prospects, I've got rankings for everyone. Patreon.com/Davis Maddock. They are the rankings that I will be using to draft in the big board. I will be updating pretty consistently, pretty constantly. I would imagine, easy. What can you do, man? Fish gotta swim. And my very first, my very first pick of the year, I tell you what, it's sure as shit not going to be James Cook. I will be selecting Trey McBride at the 1.10 for my very first pick of the 2026 best ball season. Obviously very much hoping that Kyler Murray is not the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals next season, and that, it could be Jakobi, could be Ty Simpson, right? I really don't care, honestly, as long as it is not Kyler. But, and look, there was just no way that I was going to make James Cook, of all people, my first pick of this best ball season. I probably will be a little bit more aggressive drafting these pre-draft contests. By the way, I didn't even look at the payout structure for this. I'm trying to remember how close it was to last year's. All right, Trey McBride. And you know what? You know what, guys? That sign doesn't bother me because I can't read. I will be selecting Ashton Jeanty. Trey McBride and Ashton Jeanty, once a slap, always a slap. I think this tier of wide receivers, Neighbors with the ACL, Jefferson with the uncertain quarterback, Pickens feels too high to me. I actually need to go and let me go. I forgot to upload my custom rankings into the applet. So let me go do that and bang. All right. Got my rankings loaded in the applet. Payout structure. So same as last year, $200,000 to first, $223,200 total entrance, $100K to second, $65K to third. Hey, we're living the truth there. Oh, I was on the wrong tab. I got to the active drafts tab. All right, so we start Ashton Jeanty, Trey McBride. Yeah, Slappy the Seal. Yes, the rookies will be in the pool. So you will see Jordan Tyson. You will see Makai Lemon. And I'm actually going to save it for a little bit later in the stream. So this will only be for so it will only be for those of you who stick around for a little while. But there is an undrafted player. Oh, it was 250K to first last year. Okay. So maybe they'll be giving us a greater variety of contests then. Maybe we'll get like the little board and the war room and the bigger board. I don't know. Maybe they'll get a different variety of contests. But there is a player in the underdog player pool who does not have a ranking and does not have an ADP, who is going to be a first round pick in the NFL draft. And I will be revealing that when I take him, probably. So the first round of this draft went Bijan, Puka, Jamar Chase, Jahmyr Gibbs, JSN, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I took Trey McBride, then Devin Achane, then James Cook. Hampton at the turn, Drake London at the same point. I took Ashton Jeanty over Love, over Neighbors, over Jefferson, and over Bowers. We got Barkley. Barkley at 20 seems pretty nice. We got George Pickens, Nico Collins, Derrick Henry at 23, Chris Olave and Rashee Rice at the 2-3 turn. I mean, oof. Circa 1991 with Bijan Robinson, Chris Olave, and Rashee Rice. That guy. So just first gut reaction to this is that drafting out of the one slot, that seems pretty overpowered. Pretty incredible. How much snow did I get? We got about 16 inches here. We got about 16 inches of snow here in the Midwestern United States. So we are locked in. All right, Sightons wants the background music. All right, we'll do the background music. It's gonna mess up my audio for a second. It's gonna make me sound like I'm underwater because StreamYard always has this issue, but it will be fixed very shortly. All right. So obviously when you start right now with these guys, so I'm pretty behind at wide receiver. By my ranking, it's JMO, then Devonta. By ADP, it's just. So I guess structurally, I mean, you know what? These wide receivers, bro, I think this is one of the main lessons I learned. I'm going to take Kyren here. I think one of the main lessons I learned from last year, really the last 2 years, is that probably the biggest mistakes the drafters on half-PPR websites have been making has been taking wide receivers over these like premium tier running back twos. Like, it's just really hard for Ladd McConkey to outscore Kyren Williams in half PPR. Really, 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 really hard. Which is not to say you shouldn't build any teams that way, but probably with a 20-round draft here. Wow, Stidham just missed a wide open RJ Harvey. The little board is out too. Okay, hold on. Let me make this pick here. So we do need a wide receiver. You know what? For just first gut instinct is my ranking is a smidge too low on Garrett Wilson. So let's just try and build in some, like, because we already need a little bit of asymmetric upside with our wide receiver room because we missed out on the premium tier. So let's go ahead and do Garrett Wilson there. Tim said they already did the little board, so let's go look at that structure. Let's drafts, NFL. All right, so we've got the little board, 100K to first, 190,000 entrants, and that costs $3 to enter. Then the war room is 4 entry max, 20K to first. All right. Yeah, I needed Mims. I played a lot of Mims and salary cap DFS for the old conference championships. Wait, did I get Mims points? Tell me I got Mims points. Cuz I played Mims in the spy. Mims? Bang? Tud? All right. Kev Tay here does the Lamb, Jefferson, AJ Brown, Lamar. I don't think Lamar is going to last to the to the fifth. Hey, look, I told everyone all the rank, like I've already done the work for you. If you want to know this, and in fact, I probably shouldn't even do this, but I will preview something that I've been working on if you guys care about this sort of stuff. It's not quite done yet. Sort sheet by. All right, so I've got a model ranking all the prospects from this year based on their expected draft capital, their production score, and their breakout age should be in here. So I don't have the ages done for these guys, but I'll give you a quick preview. Jeremiah Love, Jonah Coleman, Carnell Tate, Emmett Johnson, Jordan Tyson, Nick Singleton, Jadarian Price, Casey Concepcion, Makai Lemon, whose stuff is broken for me because I've got the wrong inputs for him there. Zachariah Branch, Amari Thomas, Mike Washington. But that'll be up for patreon.com/Davis Maddox subscribers here very shortly, as soon as I get it done. But that is just basically like a prospect model for this class, but for all draft classes. Where am I drafting Jordan Tyson? I have Jordan Tyson ranked 53rd overall. His ADP is 48, so I'm not going to get him this one. Bang. All right, Cortland Sutton scores. GG. GG to him. I wonder, let's see here. What, honestly, Zachariah Branch is 100% peak slappy drafting a 0 with style. I wonder, how owned did Stidham end up in contests over on DraftKings? Let's get this pulled up, because I am going to bet that he did not get owned near enough. All right, so let's pull the spy. Stidham, 22%, Ramondre, 48%, 15% Mims, 47% Broncos D. All right, well, hey, 22%. Honestly, I would have expected a little bit lower. I guess the field kind of learned what they were doing. So Carnell Tate goes at pick 52. Carnell Tate will be a really interesting one to deal with for our purposes, because Carnell Tate has you know what? Honestly, not that dissimilar, actually, to the prospect profile of a Emeka Egbuka in terms of always being a Robin to a Batman. Let me pull up his box score scout stuff. This is what we're doing, boys. We are all the way locked. I mean, it feels so good to be back. Definitely need a wide receiver with this next pick. Ah, shit. Okay, Lemon would have been who I wanted with this pick. Oh, I mean, Michael Wilson feels like an app. Michael Wilson, Egbuka actually is quite nice here. So we're going to go Michael Wilson. Kyle Pitts still on the board, by the way. Not only is Malachi Toney not declared, Malachi Toney is a freshman right now. So Malachi Toney can't even come out for 2 more years. No one wants, I mean, I can't take Kyle Pitts because I already took Trey McBride. Carnell Tate. Carnell. Oh, you know what? His stuff is not going to be updated on RotoViz, but I mean, you guys can see here 7% dominator rating, 15% dominator rating, the most recent 2 years. Well, I had so the way I always do rankings is I always do an ADP. ADP is always baked into my rankings, so I'm not insanely off market on anyone. But just based on doing this first draft, I would say Pitts is probably going to be the biggest faller. Wait, Tony already transferred? Is that true? Malachi Tony already transferred? My goodness. Does not take long. All right, so we got Michael Wilson. I was definitely not into Mike Evans there. Diggs, Waddle, Pierce. Denzel Boston's kind of interesting here. Honestly, dude, Jalen Waddle feels like a kind of stone layup to me. Yeah, I'm gonna do Waddle. I don't. What is the logic for Waddle being so low? I mean, Pierce is gonna get a bazillion dollars in free agency. I don't really see much of an argument for Jalen Waddle to be going after Alec Pierce, after DK Metcalf. Like, Jalen Waddle has a lot of very positive outs. Like, I mean, his 5th round Michael Wilson feels insane. And, well, I already had Trey McBride, so, like, I'm definitely taking Jakobi in this one. I also probably am going to take Ty Simpson in this one, but I mean I think it's pretty clear why Michael Wilson would be a 5th round pick. Like, Michael Wilson's overall stats from last year. So Michael Wilson's stats from last year, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns in 17 games. But obviously, if you look at the on-off stuff, I mean, he's basically Randy Moss. I'm open to changing my mind on that one. Yeah, Ty Simpson is ass. I'm definitely not disagreeing with that. Ty Simpson is terrible. I think probably the most likely thing is that Jacoby Brissett is starting week 1 for the Arizona Cardinals next year. That would be my guess. Yes, Marvin Harrison Jr. off the board at 67. I have him ranked below that. The historical comps for Marvin Harrison Jr. are so bad. God, dude, is there anything better than the big board? I know all the cool people are laughing at us, like all the people that are too cool for school, but come on, man. Is this not is this not fun? Yeah, I'm certainly not saying that Jakobi or Michael Wilson helped them win games. I am most certainly not saying that. All right, we got to find player season finder, and we need the combined season descending. We'll go total receiving yards. We'll go since 2000 to 2025. We'll go receiver regular season, and then I gotta pull up the Marvin Harrison Jr. Pro Football Reference page. I probably will not have the big board maxed for a while, because I probably won't do a ton of slow drafts for these. I have a lot of tabs open on my computer right now. All right. I do disagree with this. I actually think that like the Marvin Harrison Jr. experiment is probably over for the Cardinals. I'm open to other theories on that. Okay. So we definitely don't need a, you know what? Javonte is not terrible here by ADP. You know what? I'm gonna take Jakobi Meyers actually, because I do just need a little bit more veteran steadiness here. Over under, frankly, probably less than that. My streaming schedule is going to change pretty significantly here in about 2 weeks because my wife goes back to work and I will be responsible for the welfare of my young son during the day. So I will not be I will be doing more content later in the afternoons. And probably not as many weeks. Or probably not as many total drafts. Okay. Oh, I was in the middle of running the Marvin Harrison Jr. filter. Okay. Get result. Oh, nope, I messed it up. Show criteria. So we need receiving yards less than 1,600 with receptions over 50. And you know what? I am just going to take Trevor Lawrence here. I think one key element you need to remember, one key element as we do these drafts. I mean, obviously the 20 rounds, things change a good bit, but I think you almost universally want to be doing 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. And honestly, I would just say I'm going to be a buyer on the Jags overall. I'm going to be a buyer on Lawrence. I'm going to be a buyer on Tootin. I'm going to be a buyer on Strange. I'm going to be a buyer on Jakobi Meyers. I'm going to be a buyer on Parker Washington. I probably am not going to be a buyer on Travis Hunter because I think Travis Hunter is probably looking like he's going to play a lot of defensive back this upcoming season. All right. So here are the Marvin Harrison Jr. comps. So first 2 years, wide receiver, less than 1,600 receiving yards, receptions over 50. So you do have some wins here. You also have some of the absolute biggest losses in fantasy football, right? Kenny Stills, Kenny Galladay, Robbie Chosen, Roy Williams, Darius Slayton. Des Bryant was a big win. Kenny Britt was a win. Neighbors injured, but would have been a win. Rod Streeter, I mean, some really bad comps in there. Watching AFC Champ is fun. This is crazy to donate 11 months of money without interest. Hey man, no one is making you draft, brother. I know what I like. And I love to draft. I don't think Brian Thomas Jr. Will be out of the building. I would be surprised if Brian Thomas Jr. got traded. Aside from the Jags, any other teams you were high on right now? I mean, honestly, and I mean, this is very loosey in the football, but the Las Vegas Raiders. It seems like a lot of the data people and the scout people are starting to evaluate the class now. And a lot of people I trust, because, you know, I'm not going to pretend that I really know how to evaluate quarterback play. Like, I can have my opinions and my thoughts on what makes a good quarterback. But all the modeling people and all the eye test people are coming in and saying, hey, man, Mendoza looks legit. Now, we'll see who ends up being. I mean, it's so funny. We're literally drafting this before there is a coach. But, I mean, if they hire Clint Kubiak, if they hire Mike McDaniel, like, there has got to be, like, there doesn't got to be. It is almost certain that the offensive line and quarterback play for the 2026 Raiders is going to be better than it was for the 2025 Raiders. And if that is the case, then I would certainly anticipate the fantasy production for Jeanty, Bowers, to be higher. I like Nick Singleton. I don't think the nerds are going to like Singleton much, and I don't think the film bros are going to like Singleton much. Here. So Singleton in the slot model actually has a really high score, despite being projected to be a low pick, because his receiving production relative to his team is going to look pretty good. But a lot again, like I said, a lot of work left to be done on that sheet. It's definitely not done yet. Yeah, Stiddy looking all right. I bet on the Denver Broncos in this game because I thought that the line. Oh, all right, here we go. I mean, unironically, I think this is analysis worth noting, which is that Steven, who is a Penn State homer, says that Singleton sucks. Because multiples of my buddies are PSU homers, and they kind of like Singleton. Wow. All right. Well, I don't get to take Worthy because Worthy goes at pick 105. So this is a real dead range at running back, dead range at tight end. We could take. You know what? Let's take Katron, the aforementioned Katron, our first rookie running back of the year. We'll take Katron and then see what comes around. There you go. Nick says Katron sucks too. This year's, I'll say a huge difference for this year versus last year is that we were really enamored with last year's rookie running back class. We are not going to be enamored with this year's rookie running back class. Based on everything I can find, the rookie running backs after Jeremiah Love are pretty poor to the point that the third running back drafted might be Jadarian Price, which is his backup. So Jadarian Price was Jeremiah Love's, backfield mate at Notre Dame. Now, again, we got to play the hits. There was no way I was not taking Patrick Mahomes in our first draft back. So we have Trevor Lawrence, we have Patrick Mahomes, we have Ashton, Jeanty, Kyren Williams, Katron Allen, Garrett Wilson, Michael Wilson, Jakobi Meyers, Trey McBride. There are a couple of late Chiefs targets that we can take. Can also confirm Katron sucks. I was here last year saying Warren would be a stud. All right, well, hey. There you go. What edge do you have drafting today versus after the combine and free agency? The base ADPs are very bad today. So I'll give you a couple examples of that. Tyler Allgeier, 141 base ranking. I've got him ranked 119. Demond Claiborne, off by a round. Rashad White, off by a round and a half. A bunch of these guys are ranked too high. There are some more in here. So like Charbonnet's ranked at 150 overall. Keaton Mitchell, Joe Mixon going undrafted in these, probably going to be a starting running back next year. Wide receiver, we have Calvin Ridley in there. Casey Concepcion, who does not have an ADP. Zachariah Branch is going in the 180s. Tyreek Hill. We've got Eli Stowers, who I really like. We got Travis Kelce going undrafted. We've got Terrence Ferguson going in the 170s. There's always an edge if you're willing to find it. I think I like Concepcion more than Boston, but where do I have Malik Willis? I think I ranked him pretty high. I ranked Malik Willis 158th, ahead of JJ McCarthy, ahead of Penix, ahead of Bryce Young, and ahead of Samuel Darnold, one spot behind Fernando Mendoza. I think he is a pretty good target. Oh, I am 100% bought in to Kansas City being back with Bieniemy. Yeah, I have Surratt really low in my stuff. Yeah, I've got him. I do not have him. I have him at 133. I think Surratt is probably going to be a third-round pick, and I don't think he's likely to come in with like a super fantasy-friendly role. Yes, the rankings are the most recent post on Patreon, Miles. If you just click at the top, they're the most recent post, and I will post I will have the slap model posted as well soon, hopefully. Could be Malik Willis to Arizona. Definitely could be. That feels more likely to me. Malik Willis to Miami. The winner's already been drafted, dude. Winner already got drafted. It's over. The winner got drafted, brother. Ah, there you go. All right. My boy, Jay Sakura 7, pulls the button on KC Concepcion. Oh, damn. Bad drop on 3rd and 9 by Cortland Sutton. I guess Stidham threw the ball behind him. All right. I do like Jacoby Lane. I really like Juwan Jennings here as well. I have Jayden Higgins ranked pretty high. I'm just going to take Jayden Higgins there. Might even take 4 tight ends here. I wonder, has Kenyon Sadiq gone? I am also ready to lose a lot of money on round 11 Gadsden. I have Tyreek ranked well ahead of ADP. I think he's still on the board. Maybe he isn't. I have Tyreek ranked, I guess not that far ahead. I have him ranked 146. Probably want a running back with this next pick here. It's easy to draft Jayden Higgins in round 11 on site credit. Hey, it's 20 rounds, and I mean, if there's anything we learned from last season, it's that wide receivers are pretty useless, and tight ends score touchdowns, kind of at the same rate. All right, Saul would have taken Higgins if he didn't take Gadsden. There we go. All right, I do need a running back here. So we've got Woody. I kind of want to take another. Man, I really don't believe in Woody at all. I'm going to do it, but I don't feel good about it. Woody Marks is terrible. But what can you do? I don't think the analytics pros are going to end up liking Sadiq all that much. I really don't. Yeah, exactly. Tight ends can and will fill the flex more often than we'd think. I certainly agree with that. I mean, the Texans are definitely bringing someone in, but maybe that means Marks actually goes back to a role that he's good at. Because I think the thing that we certainly know that Woody Marks can't do is Woody Marks cannot be a between the tackles grinder. He was like the worst interior rusher in the entire NFL last year. So I wanted to highlight the guy who just went. So Emmett Johnson, for this class got a really good production score in the thing that I built, which is really just so it's just measuring their receiving ability. And he was a very good receiver with fake Mahomes with Dylan Raiola. So I really like Emmett Johnson compared to consensus. Well, he had the one really good game against Tennessee, right? Who had Jared Stidham versus Sam Darnold Super Bowl matchup on their bingo card? Not me, bro. Well, how bad is Sadiq's production really? It can't be that bad, right? It's just his per route production was not that good. Kenyon Sadiq. We can just do the math right here. 2025 Oregon. I mean, it's pretty bad. The touchdowns will help the dominator rating, but I mean, he had the same amount of yards basically as his backup tight end. It's not that good. All right, the film guys like Emmett Johnson too. All right, I mean, is Emmett Johnson going to be our first mascot of the channel? He might be. I definitely do like Kenyon Sadiq conceptually. I mean, that much is certainly true. Conceptually, I'm not sure there's anyone better than Kenyon Sadiq. Oh man, I need a Diet Coke. Man, I'm a little worried that the thing that makes the most sense for the Jacksonville Jaguars is for Travis Hunter to be a cornerback. They even had the coaching staff even said that he was more likely to be there we go. Gladstone. So Gladstone, the GM, told reporters he expects the Jaguars to put a higher emphasis on Hunter's placement as a cornerback due to expiring contracts on the roster, because they have Parker Washington, they have Brian Thomas Jr., they have Jakobi Meyers, they have Brenton Strange. At cornerback, they don't really have anything. I mean, brother, imagine Tyreek Hill on the Kansas City Chiefs in round 14. Don't think I love taking Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt at 115. I tell you what. Lot of room left at tight ends. I'm not going to take Kyler Murray. I kind of want to take Zachariah Branch, actually. I don't have a rookie wide receiver yet. Yeah, let's slap it up. That's a slappy pick. Zachariah Branch there. First slappy pick of the year. I think Mendoza over Kyler seems fine to me. Can you run through some of your best dynasty buys right now? I can pull up my rankings, K Drizzy. Branch is a super fun 0. All right, let me pull up my dynasty rankings. Which, of course, you can get all of these over on patreon.com/DavisMattic as well, if you are so inclined. All right, second tight end time. Yeah, we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go Terrence Ferguson as our second tight end here. Some of my best dynasty buys, some of the guys I have highest compared to consensus. Oh, this is not my most recent update, though. Oh, yes, it is. I have Rashee Rice higher than consensus. I have Jameson Williams way above consensus. Luther Burden way ahead of consensus. I've got Gadsden a lot higher. I've got Michael Wilson a lot higher. Matthew Golden, Jaden Higgins, Christian Watson, Jalen Warren, Malik Willis, Juwan Jennings, Jaden Reed, Ramondre Stevenson. That's kind of a boring one. Terrence Ferguson. Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell. Send a rookie fourth for Adonai Mitchell. That's what they're saying. Conference championships, underdog drafts are the best time of the year. Well, no, Kyler is for sure going to start in week 1 in 2026, but I don't know if he's starting in week 17, right? That's the issue. Yeah, T-Ferg is a beast. I've got him on some DFS teams this weekend. All right, so structurally, we're at a 2-4-6-2. We have 6 picks remaining. We need 1 more quarterback, 1 more tight end, probably 3 more running backs. Our wide receiver room is weaker-ish. Garrett Wilson, Michael Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Jakobi Meyers, Jayden Higgins, Zachariah Branch. Some of the really cheap guys I like. I do like Jakobi. I'm probably going to end up overweight on Ty Simpson. There's a lot of buzz on I did the Underdog Fantasy show with Hayden the other day, and he mentioned the connections between Mariota and Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. I also think you probably can take Anthony Richardson. Some of the really cheap running backs: Trey Benson, Brian Robinson, Brashard Smith, Jonathan Brooks, Nicholas Singleton, Jamari Taylor, Jalen Wright, Devin Neal. Some super underrated wide receivers. Malachi Fields, who I loved at Virginia, did nothing at Notre Dame. Wide receivers a little bit. I mean, Jalen Royals is probably going to play a little bit for Kansas City this year. And tight end has loads, right? I mean, Tremble, Jatavian Sanders, Tonjes low-key might be draftable with the Kittle stuff. I got nothing. I don't come to me for injury timelines because I am always more negative than it seems like is realistic these days. All right, so do we want to take Jakobi here just so we don't get, you know what? I just don't want to lose Jakobi. Because we have Michael Wilson and we have Trey McBride. And maybe that ends up being a wasted pick, but I just really did not want to lose Jakobi. So, yeah, Stroud going after Malik Willis. Neighbors went 18th overall, which feels fine to me. I think there are some concerns there. I definitely need a running back. I do like Dylan Sampson here. This team is probably going to need a Najee Harris or a Joe Mixon. Oh, I will be taking a lot of Kelce. Kelce's coming back. I think that Kelce told them that if Bieniemy comes back, he will play another year. All the things that Kelce has been saying since they hired Bieniemy is like, oh, I'm so excited to see him in the building. I'm so excited to get to work. I don't think that Travis Kelce will be retiring with Bieniemy back in the building. That's just my opinion. But I mean, you know what do I know? We're gonna do we take Dylan Sampson? Ooh, Tesla is actually kind of nice here. No, we're going to take Dylan Sampson. Judkins will probably be injured to start the year because that was not a clean injury. Yeah, I had a very hard time ranking Kamara. What do you guys think about Alvin Kamara? Because I had a real tough time with him. He was useless when he was in. So Kamara just got done with his age 30 season. He finished his age 30 season with 657 yards, 1 touchdown. He averaged 3.6 yards per carry, 42 yards per game. His success rate was the lowest of his career. His success rate receiving was the lowest of his career. I had a really, really hard time. Like it feels like he actually has reached the point of being done. Yeah, honestly, I mean it's fine at his price. I just don't want to I wouldn't want him to be a huge part of my portfolio. Loomis does love the lifetime achievement contracts. All right, Joe Mixon and Najee Harris both go. So they were both, and Jonathan Brooks. They were both kind of targets for me. The next pick is Taysom Hill in the pool, and is Taysom a tight end? Taysom's in the pool, and he is a tight end. Not that I am. I'm certainly not looking to take him all that often. But at least we know. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Najee is a totally fine pick. Justin, I've got confirmation that DraftKings will be releasing their contests relatively soon. They sent me an email about their pre-draft best ball stuff like 3 days ago. So I don't know exactly when it's going to launch, but it shouldn't be too long. I think Brashard Smith over Devin Neal, because there were multiple quotes. There were multiple quotes from people involved in Kansas City that one of the reasons they wanted to hire Bieniemy was to get like a good running backs coach back in the building to coach up Brashard Smith. Yeah, I mean, it feels like the Saints are one of the most obvious destinations to draft a running back, but we thought that last year and they didn't. Right? They took Devin Neal. I've got Stidham higher rushing yards. Damn, he did not get that first down. I don't know who's most likely to draft Jeremiah Love. Maybe I kind of think it's the Bengals. All right. We definitely need at least, okay, I'm definitely taking Tesla here. The Lions traded a bazillion picks to get Tesla, and he was actually playing a lot for them by the end of the year. Does Bieniemy just tell running backs to find a way to get 5 downs? Yeah, if the Commanders do not draft a running back, I do not know. I do not know what they're doing. I really hope the Saints do not take Jeremiah Love at 8, but of course you can see. I mean, the Raiders took Jeanty at 6 on a team that didn't have an offensive line. So, anything can happen. All right, so we need a running back here. Ooh. I mean, I think they're two pretty obvious. We're gonna do Keaton Missile here. Derrick Henry is 32 years old, boys. The Bears running backs are going high. Manungai is a top 100 pick, I believe. All right, Broncos going for it. Stidham throws a pick. Swift goes 55. Manungai goes 87. That feels a little rich for Manungai for me. Commanders need crazy defense. It just GM, Mr. Eliminator Champ. The Eliminator Champ and the Big Board Champ have come in. Give me Fields over Mac Jones, right? Mac Jones way more likely to just be the backup quarterback for the 49ers. Whereas, I mean, Fields Field starts, 6 games regardless for somebody? Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I think I'm not a Najee Harris guy, but Najee seems fine. All right, so we have 2 picks left. We have 3 quarterbacks. They are Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes, and Jacoby Brissett. We have Jeanty, Kyren Williams, Katron Allen, Woody Marks, Dylan Sampson, Keaton Missile. We have Garrett Wilson, Michael Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Jakobi Meyers, Jayden Higgins. And then we went full slap with Zachariah Branch and Isaac Tesla. We also have Trey McBride and Terrence Ferguson. I mean, Jonathan Brooks, yeah, I'm into it, but Jonathan Brooks went in the 16th round here. But I think Jonathan Brooks is a good pick. He's a fine. Who is the lowest ADP Jet? Breece Hall. Assuming you mean lowest as in closest to 1 overall. I mean, I think the Jets are... That's a good question. I mean, the Jets could take Ty Simpson. They could bring Flacco back. The 2026 NFL free agent QBs. So you've got Russell Wilson, Mariota, Flacco, Jimmy G, Trubisky, Case Keenum, Trey Lance, maybe, Josh Johnson, Malik Willis. Maybe the Jets are the team that tosses the bag at Malik Willis. It's not a great it's definitely not a great rookie class. I would say it's significantly worse than last year, in my opinion. Like there's one stud running back and there's a couple stud wide receivers. But yeah, it's not as deep, and it's not as fun either. I did see this, and I just can't. Daniel Jeremiah had 11 wide receivers in his top 50. I mean, that just is not matching up with what I'm seeing from a data perspective. But there's going to be multiple guys like Kyle Williams from last year. When we did this last year, when we started, I mean, I knew who Kyle Williams was, but I certainly did not have Kyle Williams ranked in my stuff. Wow, the overflow draft finished. Is Daniel Jones a good pick? I mean, he's fine probably. I don't have a strong opinion on Daniel Jones. All right. Ooh, Michael Trigg actually is kind of fun here. Mayer actually on this team. I'm just betting on Mayer getting traded. Actually, no, I'm taking Gunnar Helm. We're gonna go full circle. We're gonna take we're gonna take Gunnar Helm because we took Gunnar Helm in a ton of these last year. We're taking Gunnar Helm here, and Garrett Wilson, Michael Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Jakobi Meyers, Jayden Higgins, Zachariah Branch, Isaac Tesla. Do we want to take Isaiah Bond? Or do we take one of these running backs? Brashard Smith is a pretty slappy way to end it. Super slappy. I probably will not take Ayuk once. It sounds like Ayuk is pretty done playing football to me. But, I mean, what do I know? Brandon Ayuk does not, to me, seem like a guy who's super interested in being, committed to playing football. Dontavian Wicks, Cade Otton goes. All right. Final pick of the draft. We're going to do the man, the myth, the legend, Brashard Smith with Mahomes. So we have Lawrence, Mahomes, Brissett, Jeanty, Kyren, Katron, Woody Marks, Dylan Sampson, Keaton Mitchell, Brashard Smith, Garrett Wilson, Michael Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Jakobi Meyers, Jayden Higgins, Zachariah Branch, Isaac Tesla, Trey McBride, Terrence Ferguson, and Gunnar Helm. I mean, based on everything I can tell, that situation where the mother of his child was posting, it was on Instagram, I think. She was posting domestic violence accusations against Rashee Rice. It seems as if that situation has resolved itself. Now, I don't know, and it wouldn't, like, I mean, God forbid, but not like I really know anything, but it does seem like Rashee Rice is maybe not that good of a guy. So anything could happen. No, I was awful at one and done this week. I took Taylor Pendrith, who I'm pretty sure missed the cut at the Amex. So not great from old Taylor Pendrith. All right, let's label this one. Will you guys, by the way, remind me on all of these? Will you remind me to label all these teams, please? I need to do much better at that this year, because if I am really going to try and draft 3,000, 3,500, 4,000 teams, I want to do better at cataloging them. So before I go get into another one, can you guys please just help me stay organized? I would appreciate that. All right, our very first draft done. We'll say, we'll do, what is it? Conf champ AZ double stack. 150. I'm sure there is a way to get them into spreadsheets. Did Mims go undrafted? Mims' contract is about up, isn't it? Did Mims go undrafted? Mims went undrafted. All right. Okay, so the little board is only 20 max. The war room is 4 max, 4,500 entrants, and the big board is. All right, let's hop into another one. All right, we're drafting at 5 here, and wow, what an honor. We get to draft with last year's champion Goods, Troyo 56, Johnny Tufton, my boy Derby Rhino, Dreaming of Sundays, good old ship chasing boy, Allen JMR 299, Bleed Blood, Danky, my guy Jake Twitch, Wobby, and K White 1515. Yeah, no sidekick, bro. You're cooked. They will do a second little board much closer to the actual NFL draft. It's going to be a while. Yes, the big boards include the new rookies. They do. So you've got, here you go, Jordan Tyson, Makai Lemon, all those guys. And if you want rankings for this contest, you can get them over at patreon.com/DavisMattic if you're interested, Robert. Little board is only 20 max, Brady. Just looking at early consensus, big board feels like rookie wide receivers are late round picks versus rookie running back tight end. Yeah, probably the case. All right, so drafting at 5. JSN, CMC, CD. We'll do my guy JSN and hope that he avoids an ACL tear over the next 2 games. Broncos get the ball back. Stidham is certainly not hyper accurate. You would not accuse Jarrett Stidham of being hyper accurate. Did Pat Bryant get hurt again? Did he get a concussion again? All right, so when you go JSN in round 1, you do actually have a fair number of running backs coming back to you in round 2. These turn picks are going to be super overpowered. Man, Mims is really good. Marvin Mims is just like the best player in football. I tend to agree. I think that, you know, we learned something about and I'm gonna get Jeremiah Love here. I'm sorry. I am gonna take it's slap season. I am gonna take Jeremiah Love over Derrick Henry. Hey, John. First off, John, I love you. Second off, John, congrats on the dog bowl, because I didn't tell you. Third of all, I am still watching the game, bro. I am still watching the game. I wouldn't not watch the game. Wow, hamstring for Pat Bryant. All right. Drafting Derrick Henry in January should be a bannable offense. I'm saying, dude, just let me live a little bit. I also need to check, because I did a pick'em entry for this game. I did a couple pick'ems, and I think I should be feeling good about one of them. Stidham has 15 rushing yards, so I need another yard from him. We need 7 more rush attempts from Ramondre. Oh, bang! 13.5 already cleared it. Okay. All right, so we are certainly live in the pick'em streets. All right. JSN, Jeremiah Love, and I mean, dude, Chris Olave here to me, I think is a layup. Oh, turnover. Broncos fumble. Patriots DST touchdown. Flag. Okay. But yes, if you guys didn't catch it, by the way, our hero, our man, our avatar, dare I say, Roto Run won the NBA Dog Bowl the other night. Qualled with a very sick team. Qualled with a 5% drafted Domantas Sabonis. Hey, I will say my drafting style this year will probably be somewhere in between what I did last year with the 8% of everyone stuff and what I was doing 2 years ago. Because I had a good year last year. You know, I mean, just didn't end up with the shipper. But you know, it was a good year. He is a true athlete. I mean, Kenneth Walker in the 3rd is very interesting because he is going to end up getting a lot of money in free agency. Now, all that money in the free agency, does that come from the Seahawks because Charbonnet tore his ACL? Obviously, some people are wish casting him to the Kansas City Chiefs. There are plenty of teams that could use Kenneth Walker's services in free agency, right? Let's go through here. The Texans need a running back. The Titans wouldn't. The Bengals could use a running back, and they don't really have the money. The Browns don't need one. The Chiefs need a running back. The Saints need a running back. Panthers probably no. Oh, we're on the clock. RJ Harvey, Trevion Henderson. Could do another Garrett. You know what? Slap it up, baby. We're going to do RJ Harvey. He's playing right now. We're slapping it. Are they saying that this is a scoop and score touchdown for the Patriots? I don't have the audio on, so I can't tell. Tough scene. I think that this 4-5 turn area, Harvey, Scadaboo, Henderson, Swift, Judkins. I don't have a great answer for who it is. All right, fumble, but the play was whistled dead, so no touchdown. All right. All right, so we have JSN, we have Love, Olave, Harvey. Oh, come on. Luther Bird or Reno. Give me the Burden boy. I mean, I am going to draft a lot of 3 quarterbacks because of the 20-round structure. Like, I drafted a ton of 3 quarterback teams in last year's big board, but I'm probably going to draft more 3 quarterback teams anyway. Even in BBM, I think 3 quarterbacks. I mean, Easy was all over this last year. I mean, and he's not the only one, but my guy Easy and others have been all over this, where third quarterbacks actually hit your lineup way more than you would think anyways. They do just add more points. Same for third tight ends. You know, and with third tight ends, you know, they have the ability to hit your flex as well. But of course, we've all had this experience where, oh, I got this team to the final. I love this team I've got in the final. And then you get to the final and you don't have a tight end or you don't have a quarterback. And I mean, that experience is really frustrating, but it does just highlight the value of getting the third one. Yeah, loads of deads, Kyler and Burrow teams, because Kyler teams were more likely to have Michael Wilson. Kyler teams are more likely to have Trey McBride. Burrow teams are more likely to have them as well. You know, so I think it does self-evidently show that. All right, so we have JSN, we have Jeremiah Love, we have Olave, we have Harvey, we have Burden. We didn't get Caleb Williams. He was very expensive in this. We need to double the Shuck price. I mean, this team is custom made for Shuck. And you know what? I'm feeling the slap. We're gonna take our duck-footed king, Harold Fannin Jr. I know I have Tyler Warren ranked ahead of him, but come on, dude. It does feel good. So we've got, for quarterbacks live, I mean, Nick's Harvey is an okay stack. We've got Shuck. Let's go to Tankathon here. So these are the teams I think are live to draft Jeremiah Love without a trade. I do think Kansas City. I do think Dallas is pretty live. Maybe the Jets. I don't know. It's hard to say. I wonder if Jeremiah Love ends up being a situation where a team trades up or trades down, kind of like the Jahmyr Gibbs situation for the Lions. Wow, I don't know. You guys answer this to me. Where does Jeremiah Love get drafted if the Chiefs take him? I mean, way too high. That much I can tell you. Way, 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 way too high. Like, I bet if he gets drafted by the Chiefs, he gets close to this range right here, this Hampton, McBride, A-Chain, Jeanty spot. I don't love this Ricky Pearsall price at all. So Diggs is an option here. BTJ is an option here. Ramondre is an option here. Honestly, should I just take Ramondre? Running back gets you know what? Running back gets pretty thin, and this is off of my rankings, but running back just gets really thin, and I'm just trying to not have thin running back rooms. GM, Clay. Clay, have you been playing FM26? Can you get into it? Wow. GM. That's my guy, Clay. Yeah, I have honestly not. I bought the game, but I have not even played it, Max. I bought it. I have not started a save. I mean, one, I just don't really have the time. I have a newborn son, but I have not felt the I've not felt the urge or the initiative to start a save. Yeah, I watch some FM content and the interface does not look very good. Someone just took May at 102 in my first big board. Well, it appears that we are back. In my opinion, the Jacksonville Jaguars wide receivers should be ranked as follows. First, Parker Washington. Second, Jakobi Meyers. Third, Brian Thomas Jr. Fourth, Travis Hunter. That is my opinion. I'm open to changing my mind. I'm open to changing with new information. But that's the way I feel right now. If you aren't drafting right now, you're not working hard enough and will lose in 2026. Nick, couldn't agree with you more. Could not agree with you more. All right. You know what? They tried to stop me. They said, Davis, he sucks. Davis, he's too small. Davis, he's terrible. And I said, you know what? Shut the fuck up. Xavier Worthy at pick 92. Name a more iconic duo. You can't. Name something that you knew was more inevitable than me taking Xavier Worthy on the first best ball stream of 2026. We are so bad. Yes, honestly, so this is such a good point, Max. The haters were 100% right about Worthy, but I'm still back in. I mean, if BTJ gets traded, then Parker Washington and Travis Hunter are like absolute jams. But my God. All right, we can't get Mahomes. So we have a bunch of shit. What am I going to do here? Do I maybe take Dowdle and just take a bunch of quarterbacks late? That's what I'm going to do. So I took Dowdle, and I'm going to take I might even take 4 quarterbacks on this one. Have you started memorizing the opponent list for next year to hope for some week 17 correlation? I have not. Yeah, the Hurts price seems really low. The Jayden Daniels price seems really low. I mean, Dowdle could be drafted by, or Dowdle could sign like a really nice free agent deal with quite a few teams, honestly. It wouldn't surprise me if he actually gets paid a decent amount of money, really. All right, let's get some Broncos points before half here. I can't believe I bet the Broncos money line. What's wrong with me, bro? Dowdle and Love to the Chiefs both for the triple stack. Lil Jordan. Lil Jordan, you got to get your hands up there, brother. I think they've tried to ban the tush push so many times. They're not going to ban the tush push. I mean, it's possible. It's possible they do, but they tried to ban it last year. They tried to ban it the year before. How realistically, what is the rule that sets up the tush push ban? How do you word it? Because runners get pushed all the time. And it just doesn't feel realistic. Name a player you think you'll have over 8.3% of this year and a player you think you'll have less. I will for sure have more than 8.3% of Luther Burden, and I will for sure have less than 8.3% of Michael Pittman Jr. That's my early gut take. There's two guys that I will be differing from the market on. This is also probably true. Pretty mediocre to bad draft class for running backs. Leads to some mid running backs like the aforementioned Rico Dowdle not getting paid a ton in free agency. Oh, sorry. I wasn't meaning to give spoilers for the game. I'm actually about 30 seconds behind because I'm watching on my phone. All right, I just need a quarterback here, and I guess I can do a Love backstack, but it feels like I should just take Stafford. I don't see another obvious stack I can set up. Or do I take Coker? Do I take Godwin? Katron? I'm just gonna take Stafford and backstack him because I'm running out of real estate at quarterback. Wow, Casey Concepcion. All right, I can't get shit past you guys, bro. I can't get anything past you guys. Good's not even letting me get a little bit of extra value on KC Concepcion. Wow, Sam Sherman just sent a tweet that he's drafting these. Emeka Egbuka went at 6.9, 69th overall. So honestly, where he was going last year, more or less. So I guess I need to remember, I really need to take Terrence Ferguson in this draft because I at least got to have some Matthew Stafford stacking options. Yeah, people are saying it more and more. The dude who won the big board. I mean, Goods basically gave the league winner last year. I mean, I think Mike Evans is not going to be a Buccaneer. Mike Evans is an unrestricted free agent, and he's going to want to get paid. They like Jalen McMillan. They like Egbuka. They already paid Godwin a bunch of money. Yeah, Mahomes is going to get so much more expensive, actually, when people realize he's healthy. Do I set up? You know what? Let's actually take Juwan Jennings. Jennings, I think, is going to also get paid a bag in free agency. I saw Juwan Jennings insider tweet yesterday that he's expected to get like $22 million annual average value in free agency. I mean, that seems high to me. I mean, that's what Christian Kirk got paid. Why can't Juwan Jennings get Christian Kirk money? Godwin is actually pretty cheap, and maybe I need to reevaluate that ranking. So right now, Chris Godwin is going 118th. I've got him ranked 135. Maybe honestly, maybe that's a bit light on him. It's possible. All right. Stiddy has 57 seconds to try and get some more points here. All right, so the team this time, a little bit different. Stafford, Jeremiah Love, RJ Harvey, Ramondre Stevenson, Rico Dowdle, JSN, Chris Olave, Luther Burden, Xavier Worthy, Juwan Jennings, Harold Fannin. I mean, who do we think is going to quarterback the Browns next year? I think, to me, it sounds like Tyreek is going to play, and it sounds like Tyreek is going to be playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what because the Dolphins are like for sure going to waive Tyreek, and it sounds like he wants to come back to the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, wouldn't you if you were Tyreek, wouldn't you want to come back and play with Bieniemy? All right, Mims got the ball back to midfield. We can get Denver Broncos money line people. We can get 3 here. You know, I just realized that the Broncos winning is probably horrible for my remaining postseason hold'em team on the NFC. All right, we're up. Second tight. Should I do my first Sadiq team? You know what? Actually, I'm just going to take Shuck because if I don't get him, this team is kind of screwed. Shuck was very important to the integrity of this team to get the ever important Shuck Olave stack. Wow, really, really nice play from RJ Harvey there. Got out of bounds. Those turn picks are for you. Which ones? Oh, Allgeier and Tyreek. Yeah, you know ball. You know ball. Those Allgeier is probably, if Allgeier signs a 2-year, $16 million deal. I mean, how high does he go? If he signs, what if Allgeier signs with the Chiefs? I'm saying, bro, it's definitely possible. All right. So we got Shuckerino. Gainwell maybe makes some sense here. Vidal makes some sense here. Debo, honestly, not terrible here. Second tight end. You know what? Let's just stop being scared. I mean, come on. Mark Andrews at 149. What are we afraid of? What are we afraid of with Mark Andrews? Seriously. I'll tell you what, Stidham, wow, that is 13th round Mendoza maybe seems a little early. Yeah, maybe not, honestly. Did he go to the Bowers team? Yeah, Mendoza Bowers. This is pretty good from Alan J right here. Bowers round 2, Mendoza round 13. I like that pick from Troy there. Adonai Mitchell at pick 145. I like that. Think that is pretty sharp. Mendoza, I think, particularly if he runs, if we get Mendoza running, he's definitely undervalued. Saints running back of choice. I don't know. Give me Devin Neal. Give me Devin Neal. I mean, hey, we were doing this a year ago, and I liked Devin Neal in this contest, and I went all the way around to being correct. Lutz is no good. Wide right from Lutz. Tough scenes. All right, we need one more rushing yard from Stidham, and we need some more rushing attempts from Ramondre for the pick'em. All right. Oh, Bigsby is really nice here, I think. Zachariah Branch is certainly calling my name. It's going to be hard for me to I very much need to remember to get diversified in this range of the draft, particularly early. Did I have another like clear third quarterback here? I really didn't. You know what? Damn, I kind of don't know what to do. All right, let's take Branch again. That's just a really fun 0. You're really not going to get much more fun than Zachariah Branch. Nick says Mendoza's not going to be fast enough to run in the NFL. IULM watch every second. He's shifty. I mean, he's a big dude, right? I mean, he's a tank. He's 6'4". So I tend to agree with you. I don't think he is going to be a big NFL runner. Yeah, shit. I am kind of screwed if the Denver Broncos win in the NFC contest. Yeah, the little board was 50 max last year. My guess is they probably are going to do they would plan on doing multiple this year. But hey, don't let me put words in their mouth. I certainly don't have any inside input. Deep ball to Booty, no good. All right. I kind of want to take Malik Willis here. And in fact, I'm going to do so. First Malik Willis share. So we have Stafford, Shuck, Willis, Jeremiah Love, RJ Harvey, Ramondre, Rico Dowdle, JSN, Chris Olave, Luther Burden, Xavier Worthy, Juwan Jennings, Zachariah Branch, Harold Fana, and Mark Andrews. I mean, this is just a pretty average big board team. Nothing too crazy. Oh. Did May get down? He did. I think May did get down. I'm gonna be buying on Malik Willis, I think. Because I mean, dude, what is Malik Willis's floor is a 0, right? But Malik Willis's ceiling is like what? Like the quarterback 9 or something like that. So a ton of your picks in the big board are going to be, I mean, let's just be so real. A ton of your picks in the big board are going to be 0s anyway. And if a ton of your picks in the big board are 0s anyway, these are like, Malik Willis has a better range of outcomes than Bryce Young, I think we have the evidence to say. Now, maybe you could argue McCarthy has a better range. Daniel Jones. Honestly, Daniel Jones probably is pretty undervalued if we think he can come back healthy. Well, sadly, Eli, our generation's Chris Hogan. Oh, he missed that too. 2 missed field goals. GM. You're not going to draft any of these, JMC? Another chance to draft Christian McCaffrey. My guess, Jack, is that Malik Willis does get signed to be a starter by someone. Yeah. There are a lot of teams who do not have a starting quarterback on their roster right now. If you really look at it. So teams that for sure do not have their starter right now. The Dolphins, the Jets do not have a starter. The Cleveland Browns do not have a starter. The maybe not as many as I thought. The Cardinals don't have a starter. And that's it. So there are 4 teams that for sure have no starting quarterback at all. I don't know. I think Christian Watson totally changed my mind about Achilles. All right, we definitely need a running back on this one. We just need a live body. I'm actually going to take Joe Mixon. I mean, Joe Mixon is probably a 0, but if he's not, like, hear me out. If Joe Mixon is not a 0, he's a starting running back. I don't think this is true. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is under contract. Let me check, though. Let's see if my boy Playoff Rondo is correct. No, okay, so they do have him under contract, but he can be cut for nothing if they want to. Okay, so my guy Playoff Rondo is correct. Yeah, and I'm wrong. Sorry, I'm wrong. Watson was not an Achilles. Watson was an ACL. I guess what I should say is that my whole perspective on injury has been changed by Christian Watson, a guy who had soft tissue injury after soft tissue injury after soft tissue injury, coming back in 8 months from an ACL and playing the best football of his life. Also fair. Yeah, needing a live body and getting Joe Mixon, not the same thing. All right, need another wide receiver. I could eat my vegetables with like a Bateman, or I could slap it up with Tesla. I think we all know. Tesla was like legit out there. I mean, Achilles is definitely the worst. I agree. I don't know. I think I am going to be more... I guess I would say I generally have been an injury pessimist, and I am now at least going to be an injury agnostic. I have Brandon Ayuk ranked way after ADP. To me, Brandon Ayuk feels like a guy who has given up on playing football. Where does Deshaun, as in Deshaun Watson? I mean, I think Deshaun Watson probably just backs up whoever is starting for the Cleveland Browns. The Deshaun Watson has... I mean, I don't think Deshaun Watson has much interest in playing, and I don't think the Browns have much interest in playing him either. All right. So we have a 3-5-7-2 with Stafford. Oh, shit. And I missed out on Ferg, so now I'm just not going to have a starting tight end. Well, I tell you what. I know who I'm picking here. I will be taking one Mr. Travis Kelce as my tight end 3. I mean, what's Kelce's ADP going to be once he says he's playing? Like the tight end 6? Bang, Kelce. All right. So we've got Stafford, Shuck, Willis, Jeremiah Love, RJ Harvey, Ramondre Stevenson, Rico Dowdle, Joe Mixon, JSN, Chris Olave, Luther Burden, Xavier Worthy, Juwan Jennings, Zachariah Branch, Isaac Tesla, Harold Fannin, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce. Best value on the board at opening ADP, I think there's 2 guys. Jalen Waddle and Casey Concepcion, but I think Casey Concepcion's ADP is going to fix itself by tomorrow. You don't think he'll be the tight end 6? I don't know, man. He was really good last year. He ended up with 850 yards and 5 touchdowns in 17 games, and that's including the Aladakun games. I mean, Concepcion at 150 is still a huge value, I think. I think the worst... I'll tell you what. These are the worst picks on the board, in the big board, are these guys right here. Like, the veterans who are still around, like Isaiah Pacheco and Keon Coleman. These guys are like drawing dead. All right, I need one more running back. All right, guys. Do I just take Najee? Najee and Mixon? Let's do it. Najee and Mixon. Never let them know where you're slapping from. Right wing, left wing. They can't pin me down. If Mahomes wasn't injured, Kelce would be same ADP as last year. I think they are. I think by my guess is by July 7th, 2026, everyone will realize that Mahomes is going to be back for week 1, and there's not going to be any more discount. All right, here we go. The big board champ wants me to sauce him. Let me put in my last pick here. Do I need another running back? Well, let's do Mims, Bond, Fields, Hollywood, Brashard, Brian Robinson, Chris Rodriguez. All right, goods. Here's your sauce. Jahmyr Gibbs, got to draft a running back 2 in round 1. Nico Collins, got to draft a guy with J.J. McCarthy part 2 as his quarterback. Derrick Henry, got to draft a 32-year-old running back in January. Garrett Wilson, got to draft Tyrod Taylor's wide receiver 1 in round 4. Lamar Jackson, got to draft a guy who's never played a game in December in round 5. Emeka Egbuka, the Benjamin Button of wide receivers. Jalen Warren, surely they won't sign Kenneth Gainwell to a crazy deal. Sam Laporta got cucked by Jameson Williams. Jonah Coleman, you got to have Bumblebee fever in round 9. KC Concepcion, wow, where do you get your ideas? Jake Ferguson, got to get the 9th receiving option on the Cowboys in round 12. George Kittle, aren't you worried about the electrical substation? Nicholas Singleton, aren't you worried every PSU fan says he sucks? Kyler Murray, aren't you worried about Call of Duty? Brandon Ayuk, aren't you worried he doesn't play football? Chimere DK, aren't you worried he's on the Titans? Alec Iomanner, look, anytime you can double stack the Titans without Cam Ward, I think you got to do it. Trey Benson, aren't you worried he literally couldn't recover from a knee injury? Chris Brazzell, aren't you worried that his nickname is Squirrel? Ty Simpson, aren't you worried he's literally terrible? All right, Johnny Tufton wants the sauce. Puka Nacua, aren't you worried that his brain is made out of mashed potatoes? Josh Allen, round 2. Where do you get your ideas? From Chess Liam's YouTube channel. AJ Brown, aren't you worried the enemy speaks kindly but holds a knife? Cam Scadaboo, aren't you worried that he literally does not have a brain? Christian Watson, look, we call this a game of buy high, sell high. Tony Pollard, I don't even have anything good there. Denzel Boston, you just took him because he's a rookie. Khalil Shakir seems like the most wasteful pick in 0.5 PPR imaginable. Got to take the Rams running back 2 at 9.2. Jordan Love, Matthew Golden. Wow, I can definitely tell someone was watching the wild card round of the postseason. Jordan Mason, what would you say he even does here? Aaron Jones. Look, you got to lock down the J.J. McCarthy backfield. I understand why you did it. Got to buy high on 30-year-old Colby Parkinson. Juwan Johnson actually is just a good pick with his college roommate Tyler Shuck. The Saints stack without Shuck. I don't love it. Eli Stowers, Soccer Dave-ass pick. Trey Harris is a Jake Benniger-ass pick. Rashad Bateman, fungus-ass pick. Noah Fant, courtesy of the BeatBestBall.com rankings. Incredible. Yes, being nicknamed Squirrel is definitely a bull case for the slaps. It's true. All right. Looks like I got Isaiah Bond here. Didn't even really want to do that, but whatever. Let's wait for that team to get to completed. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. Hunter is like the wide receiver 63-ish. All right, let's get this one. I think this is why I always get too impatient when they're done, and this is why I don't end up. What do I want to call this one? Shuck. We'll call this one Shuck Alave to 150. Bang. Dune. All right, we'll do one more, boys. The big board is 0.6% full already. Tyreek at 150 is a jam. I agree. Watching these drafts makes me want to save money instead of drafting a player I don't like from round 6 on. I'm about to join the streaming community and do my very first stream. Any tips or advice? Make sure you don't have any dead air. Make sure your microphone is on the right input, something that I frequently fail to do. Make sure your camera quality is good, and make sure you have something interesting to say. It's about all I got for you. All right, we're drafting at 6 with Dab K, Low Fireball, Jay Bradshaw 1310, Bersair, Ice Q 91, Troyo 56, Mr. Brand, T-Bay 423, DC 352, Lil Sweetness 22, and the legend Tate 81. How does it feel going back to full 20-round drafts? I'm loving it. Loving it. Very, very much enjoying it. I certainly am addicted. Oh yeah, this is actually really good advice. Have someone if you're not good at talking to yourself, have someone to respond to you with. That is very good advice from Mr. Shady Advice as well. Hey, I already did. I did the driveway this morning, so I've put my shift in, touching ice. Yeah, also very good advice. I mean, yeah, always be trying to tweak and switch things around. You know what? I am just going to take Christian McCaffrey here. That's who I've got ranked at 6. I'm taking him there. I'm currently trying to improve my setup even more. You guys can see this right behind me. It's actually kind of embarrassing. I'm trying to figure out the lights behind my head better. And I don't fully have it down yet. I probably need to get a different light set up down here. And I'm not even a full professional streamer because I only have a webcam. This camera is only a webcam. It's not actually a legitimate DSLR. Someday though. Someday. If you only shoveled your driveway once, did you really shovel? It's a good. I've not looked outside. We got 16 inches of snow here. Obviously, I have not looked outside since I came down here. Yeah, Tate 81. Tate 81 is here. Just wow. And Tate 81 even knows ball because he does the neighbor's Jeanty start. I mean, we're never gonna beat this guy. We're never ever gonna beat this guy. All right. Wow, boys. You know what? Actually, come on. We're gonna do the first stream back, and we're not gonna take Rashee Rice. I was about to take Saquon Barkley and do the McCaffrey Barkley start, but come on. We're not gonna take Rashee Rice here. Going back to the start of 2024, even so, if you go back to the start of 2024, even if you include the Aladakun games and the Patrick Mahomes torn ACL game, Jamar Chase is number 2, or sorry, Jamar Chase. Rashee Rice is number 2 in the NFL in half PPR points per game behind only Jamar Chase. I probably should have taken Barkley. That would have been the more cromulent approach. But still. Has to be done. How many carries are we at for Mondre? How close are we to 13 carries for the guy? Only 7. Okay. All right. Well, Mondre, keep the nose to the grindstone. You know, I'm not loving Josh Allen at the 2-3 turn. It feels like there are still too many good skill position players here. I might even take Etienne over T here because I already got Rashi. Like, maybe for the balance of the team, it might make more sense to take Etienne. You know what? I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to take Etienne. I think I am going to do more of these running back heavy teams this year. That will probably be the thing that is most different from my drafting style this year to next year. You guys are going to see me with more like 2 running back through 3 running back through 5 starts than I have done in years past. Man, Ramondre really wants to fumble that ball. He just really, really, really wants to fumble that ball. And I would encourage him not to do that. All right, we're to 10 carries for Ramondre. So we need 1 more rushing yard for Stidham. And we need... Ooh, there's another carry for Ramondre. So I think our pick'em stuff is going to be in a good spot. And that's all. Look, that's all we can hope for, right? All right. 1 more Ramondre rush attempt. Got the first down. And then we need 1 more rushing yard for Stidham, and I hope we get it. I wanted to show this Rashee Rice stat though, by the way. 2025 fantasy points. 2025 fantasy points. So here you are in half PPR. So if you go average, we have Rashee Rice finished as the wide receiver 5 behind only St. Brown. That includes an Aladakun game. And then in week 14, Mahomes tore his ACL. Then obviously if you go back to 2024, you sort by average. Oh, Rashee's down because one of his games was a 0 here. But 13, 16, 23.1. I don't think there's much of an argument. Like, he's got to be a 2nd round pick. All right, we're up. We got Harvey, we got Flowers, we got Burden, we got Pitts. You know what? Let's do Tyson. We have not taken a rookie wide receiver yet. Bang. Yeah, these guys are. This game is absolutely flying by, which I mean, hey, can't complain about that. That's maybe a smidgen early for Tyson, but I think this range of guys like Tyson, Flowers, Tate, Harvey, Henderson, Swift, Scadaboo, Burden, Watson, Judkins, these guys are gonna go in a Wow, really nice run by May. Really nice run by May. Wow, great run by Drake May. Like this range, these like 15 players, I think are going to go like kind of like almost in any order. There's no real market determinism as of yet. Yeah, honestly, who goes first in the NFL draft? Like Tyson or Tate? Honestly, and Lemon. I mean, Lemon might be my favorite of the group. I've not watched all their games yet, but like watching USC games, I was very impressed with Lemon in particular, and Jakobi Lane, actually. I liked too a good bit. This is kind of a this is kind of a fun spot. Okay, number one thing I'm going to do when I get off the stream is I am going to move Kyle Pitts down in the rankings because I've been passing him a ton, and I'm not really interested in taking him there. Caleb Williams could be fun. We could set up a backdoor thing. Watson could be fun. You know what? We took McCaffrey, so we can actually afford to take a Judkins here, and he can miss the first month of the season. All right, what does our boy Tate81 have cooking? Neighbors, Jeanty. He took Jacobs and Ladd. Where are you guys at on Ladd McConkey? I'm pretty out on Ladd McConkey, relatively speaking. He does not feel... He's like not the archetype of guy I expect to bounce back like incredibly well. Like not to say that he is a bad pick, because I certainly don't think he's a bad pick, but I don't look at him as the archetype of guy and say, well, you know what? He is the sort of guy who is going to come back from a bad season and score 12 touchdowns the next year. Like that does not feel to me like the style of, and I could certainly be wrong about that, right? But they just have so many guys. It sounds like there is a chance that Trinidad Chambliss still returns to college. Like they denied his waiver, but it to me it sounds like there is still roughly an opportunity for Trinidad Chambliss to come back to school. So I probably am not going to be slapping it up until we get real data there. Let's see, is there an underdog blurb on him? No, there's not even an underdog blurb. Yeah, I've got Burden way over Rome. Is that controversial? Is it controversial to have Burden over Rome? Because I certainly have Burden over Rome. When they have both been on the field together, Burden has earned a significant number more targets than he has. All right, so wide receiver. Oh, I know who I'm taking here, a wide receiver. Trinidad is suing the NCAA to return as we take Jalen Waddle. I just want to pack these Jalen Waddle bags before his price corrects. Probably not a first-round pick anyways. Yeah. I also don't really think it should be close between Burden and Rome. Burden just seems like he's much better. All right, looks like we've got a tush-push situation. I don't think he got that. They probably gave it to him, but I don't think they should have. I don't think he got that at all. They're probably going to give it to him though. Burden will be a first team all-pro wide receiver. I think honestly, to me, it sounds like the most likely thing is that DJ Moore probably gets cut, but it's possible. Rome Odunze, how many like games above 20 points did Rome have? Rome had 7 for 128 and 2, 3 for 62 and 1, 4 for 69 and 1, 6 for 86 and 1, 7 for 114. But he ended the year so brutal. GM to my guy Bindles. Yeah, I don't think May got that. They're definitely going to give it to him, but I definitely don't think May got. They're not going to reverse it. But were I a side judge, Rome did come back from a stress fracture. Yeah, it's easy. Burden had one big game, right? Burden had the huge game against San Francisco. I guess he had 8 for 138 and 1, and he had 3 for 101 and 1. Yeah, that drop was particularly brutal. Honestly, Bindles, dad life is pretty great thus far. I have very few complaints. but my wife is also here with me 100% of the time, and I'm about to learn a lot about dad life when my wife goes back to work. So we're gonna learn how much I'm truly enjoying dad life then. Ooh, could do a little BTJ, little double Jags thing here. Could do Pearsall, could do Warren. You know what? We'll do Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren feels like a good buy at this spot. I agree. It's honestly like what's the point of throwing your challenge away? All right, so we've got Daniel Jones live. We've got, maybe this is a Malik Willis team. What's the most likely spot for Tyson to go? As a Jacksonville native, I would be stunned if Etienne is back on the Jags. Goods, that's honestly what I thought for a huge chunk of last offseason. But the scuttlebutt from Jags beat writers has been that they're coming back. I've seen Tyson mocked to the Jags bunch. Is grinding the mocks up yet? It's probably not. Or is grinding the mocks, is it behind a paywall now? Player charts. Oh no, here we go. It's live. Jordan, Tyson, Arizona State. Data as of December 16th. Oh, so this is just not updated. Jordan Tyson, I mean, obviously expected to be a first rounder, but it's not giving a team expected draft position board. Deselect all, and let's go wide receiver. Expected draft position of 9. All right, so what? Jackson Dart then? I mean, Dart's already gone. All right, there you go. Ramondre to 12 rushes for us. Let's get these Stidham rushing yards then. All right, or Ramondre 13 rushes. All right, so we got one green check. We need a Stidham rushing yard, and then we're live for all this stuff in the next games. Looks like I basically did this same entry twice. So shout out to me for not tracking. I'm not that surprised that the Giants would be into a wide receiver, because when you have the young quarterback... Ooh, Elijah Arroyo inactive. If you guys have Elijah Arroyo, he is inactive. We are for sure going to take Patsy here. So we got Mahomes, McCaffrey, Etienne, Judkins, Rashee Rice, Jordan Tyson, Jalen Waddle, and Tyler Warren. The road to 250K starts now. I mean, I would just say that the value of a very, very good wide receiver when you have a young quarterback, I think it would be hard to overstate that. Like, I'm sorry, man. You can win with a mediocre defense, and maybe internally they feel that the defense was very poorly coached. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think the defense is really poorly coached, then maybe you don't care. Because don't they have a great defensive line, right? They have like multiple like really, really good edge rushers. So if you have multiple really good edge rushers, I don't know. I mean, I don't, is Wan'Dale a really good wide receiver too? I really like Wan'Dale. You know who is a terrible pick in this contest, by the way? Why is Chuba Hubbard going here? What are you hoping for with Chuba Hubbard? He's going to fend off Jonathan Brooks? I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe Jonathan Brooks is just cooked. I have him ranked way below ADP. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously going to take Xavier Worthy. The Mahomes double stack. We're back like we never left. Is Wan'Dale a free agent? Well, let's find out. Wan'Dale Robinson Spotrac. Wan'Dale Robinson is an unrestricted free agent. Honestly, Alec Pierce is about to get crazy money, MacNova. My guess is that Wan'Dale gets, or that Alec Pierce gets $100 million. He's going to get like a 5-year, $20 million deal. Am I doing 304 drafts tonight? Probably not. Probably 3. This will probably be my last one. Then diving into these 26 wide receiver prospects, Tate's feels like an easy wide receiver 1. I don't know if he's slow, but I like Tyson and Lemon over Tate, I think. Just it's real early. It's real early, but that is my first thought. If you assume Rico leaves 100% of the time and Panthers only at day 3, I don't know, man. Because they did spend a lot of money on, or they did spend a lot of capital on Jonathan Brooks. Okay. So we definitely need a running back. We definitely need a tight end. Running back is getting thin quick. I mean, I guess that's kind of always what happens at running back. It just always gets thin quick. Maybe that'll be something I learned this year. Honestly, makes me feel good about the decision to take Etienne over Higgins, seeing what happened there. Damn, I was going to take Gadsden. Goddard's actually fine here. I don't really want to take Woody Marks. Jayden Reed also feels good here. Oh, actually, here's a guy I actually need to move further up in my ranks. I'm gonna take Tyler Allgeier here. One, Allgeier is like fine if he stays with Atlanta, but he's a really good pick when he signs anywhere in free agency. All right, let's get a Stiddy scramble here. Let's get like an 8-yard Stidham scramble here, boys. Can we get that? Can we get an 8-yard or like a 4-yard Stidham scramble? Just enough that he can't lose any yards. That's all we care about from old Stiddy here. Yeah, Allgeier and Waddle look like two of the biggest vet values early to me. Each year is different, but I don't want to be in the same position at this year in week 11 or 12 when I look at my team's running back rooms in general. Well, I mean, look, a huge chunk of that is just attrition. Like the running back, the natural state of the running back position is entropy. There's just really nothing you can do about that. That's just the way of the world. You're gonna draft running back rooms that in one universe would be perfect, but like this guy gets injured, this guy has some young running back, or the week you need Woody Marks, they're a 9-point dog on the road, or the quarterback gets hurt. I mean, I know everyone wanted to shit on Jakobi Meyers, but like Jakobi Meyers would have ended up having been a really good pick if the team just didn't go back to Chris Rodriguez for whatever reason. I mean, I didn't really understand what they were doing there. All right, we are running light at quarterback. We already have one rookie wide receiver. You know what? Let's do Jennings again. Jennings, I think, seems undervalued here to begin with. All right, can we get a Stidham run here, please? Can I get a Stiddy scramble? Also, yeah, I mean, you can't account for. This honestly is such a good point. Happened to Jonathan Taylor. I mean, it happens to multiple running backs where someone else gets injured and kills them, right? Daniel Jones's injury effectively ended the season for Jonathan Taylor as a league winner. All right. So in terms of quarterback stacks live, I mean, I guess I could like wish cast Malik Willis to Miami. San Francisco's dust. I got Daniel Jones live. This might end up being a 4 tight end team as well. Man, did not get the Stidham rush yards there. Oh, good tackle on that punt return. How is it, by the way, that it's like, how is it 24 degrees in Denver and it's -4 degrees elsewhere in the Midwest? I guess Denver has the mountains blocking everything, but it is a little bit crazy to me. I mean, if you look at the 2026 free agent wide receivers, Jennings is probably the best one. Like, would you rather have Mike Evans at his age, 33, or Juwan Jennings? Would you rather? I'd rather have Jennings than Kirk. Maybe Debo. Definitely Jennings over Diami. Definitely Jennings over. I think Thielen retired. Jennings over Hollywood. Oh, Shaheed is a free agent. Maybe. Okay, Alec Pierce is the best. You're right. Alec Pierce is definitely the best. But Jennings might be too. Yeah, I mean, Scotty, what are you gonna do, man? Scotty is unbelievable. He's oh fuck. All right, I was gonna take Tyreek. Damn. Okay. Emmett Johnson. Add a little bit of. Yeah, you know what? Let's add a little bit of youth in that running back room. I really like Emmett Johnson. So we got Mahomes, McCaffrey, Etienne, Judkins, Allgeier, Emmett, Rashee Rice, Jordan Tyson, Jalen Waddle, Worthy, Jennings, Warren. Got a couple good tight ends coming up here. So I would say Jennings is the second or third best wide receiver in free agency. I mean, Pierce is like a 6th round pick in best ball now. I mean, honestly, I think you just want Pierce to go anywhere that I think you want Pierce to go anywhere that's going to pay him. And anywhere, like obviously anywhere that Pierce, like if you pay Alec Pierce 5 years, $108 million, you're gonna feature him, right? It would be insane to sign him to that money and then play him as Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I mean, maybe it happens, but it would be pretty insane to do so. All right. You know what? I'm going to do something that's maybe not super standard here. And I think I probably need to change my ranks again because this is actually good to get a little test pilot version of them done. But I'm sitting here, cards on the table, skin in the game, and I'm realizing that I think Tyler Shuck is a better fantasy pick than Kyler Murray. So I'm going to take Tyler Shuck over Kyler Murray. Oh, no. Did we freeze? Oh, that guy just bugged out at double zeros. All right, so I'm going to move Tyler Shuck ahead of Kyler Murray. I think round 2, Justin Jefferson is fine. You can't be that enthused about it, given his quarterback play. Like you just can't. Like, dude, we watched 9 play, and it was not a fun experience for any of us. Now, if they sign Marcus Mariota, if they trade for Mac Jones, Joe Flacco. There was a report last week that the Vikings tried to trade for Joe Burrow from the Bengals, that they called them and asked them, you know, what would it take to acquire Joe Burrow? But I mean, there's no denying that whoever the Minnesota Vikings quarterback is next year is one of the most important questions to ask for fantasy football, because there are a ton of super fantasy relevant players. KOC, one of the best play callers in the NFL. Like, we all forgot about it last year because the offense was so poor, But what if McCarthy really was too far in his head? And what if KOC pulls him out and JJ McCarthy is the 19th best quarterback in football? I mean, that was kind of my supposition last year, and I was wrong. It's a painful thing to be wrong about in retrospect. First wish cast of the season, but Lamar in Minnesota. So I think basically the Ravens looked at the power struggle between Lamar and Harbaugh, and they made their choice. And they chose Lamar instead of Harbaugh. If Harbaugh was still there, then Lamar could have been traded. All right. Dang, I was gonna take Kenyon Sadiq for the first time, but looking like we're not gonna get him. This is a good spot to take. Ooh, this is a good spot to take T. Ferg potentially. Wide receiver, nothing really there. All right, yeah, we're gonna take T. Ferg. Early stuff. Terrence Ferguson looking like one of my favorite picks. Who is going to be the Jets quarterback? I mean, I honestly have very little opinion on that. I was all ready for it to be Dante Moore. Ty Simpson. It feels like Malik Willis is more likely to go to one of the more fun offensive spots like Arizona or Miami. I mean, yeah, I guess if you were a betting man, it's Ty Simpson right now. Yeah, Lamar, I agree with this. Lamar is not going anywhere. Lamar won the battle with Harbaugh. He didn't like Harbaugh. Harbaugh didn't like him. There was that article that came out about a week before Harbaugh got fired about how they were changing the team's practice to set up for what Lamar liked to do. Harbaugh probably didn't love doing that. The article was kind of calling Lamar lazy, which I don't think I agree with, but Ryan, I love the Mendoza-Bauer stack. Mendoza-Bauer is going to hit like crack in the fantasy football playoffs. I love it. All right, 2-5-5-2. I probably don't need another Zachariah Branch. Maybe I do like a Trey Tucker. You know what? Rashad White. Free agent Rashad White. That's not a very fun click, but he probably gets a decent free agent deal. Tua could certainly be on the Jets. Yeah, make no mistake about that. Tua could definitely be on the Jets. If Mac Jones gets traded to the Minnesota Vikings, I would move Justin Jefferson up to like right around the Lamb, McCaffrey, JT range. It would be like the biggest thing for his fantasy football value. He would be able to do a pretty good, late stage Kirk Cousins impression. All right, 46-yard field goal for the Patriots in the snow and the wind. And he missed. That one, not even close. Not even close. All right, Stidham, give me a rushing yard, buddy. Come on, we need it. I guess this one already cleared. So this one was 36 to win 1,020, and this one's 32 to win 1,031. Hey, we're taking that all day. GM, Frankie, we are indeed so back. I love when the weather is so bad, the superimposed line of scrimmage covers the players. I agree. Something about snow football. For me, it's so funny. Snow football in the regular season, weather's in the regular season for like DFS and best ball and stuff, so annoying. Snow, wind, rain, bad weather, mud, Soldier Field in the postseason, love it. Like every regular season NFL game should take place in a climate-controlled dome, and then playoffs, put them in a weather machine. Make it freaking storm outside. All right. So we oh man. Okay, so we ran out of quarterbacks here. We don't really have anything stackable. All right, let's do. Well, you know what? Let's take. Oh, here's what we can do. We can take. Actually, I'm going to take Kelce. I was going to say I'm going to take Hawkinson and try and set up McCarthy, but I'm so we just have the Chiefs onslaught here. I know domes in the playoffs does kind of feel like fake football. I agree. Regular season, I mean, we need it. Yeah, the Bills are going to lose. Well, I thought the new Bills stadium was still outdoors. The Tylers were loving Jeremy Bernard. You have my permission to take last round Jayden Blue. I would consider myself a Jeremy Bernard agnostic. I don't have strong opinions about him either way yet. Kind of hard to evaluate Bama guys as well. They're just one of those teams where the number machine kind of has a hard time with them. All right. We got to get our final quarterback here. I guess it's going to be Jakobi. Don't care if he's unstacked. Maybe he gets a rookie wide receiver in there. So we've got our 3 quarterbacks, Mahomes, Shuck, Brissett. Ideally, Shuck and Brissett are kind of just carrying Mahomes to start the year, because that'll be the time of year that you are needing to protect Mahomes. Let's see if Stidham can get me this rushing yard. The last play before, I mean, they're probably just going to hand it off. Give me a designed run, Sean. I don't know. Do you guys think Jakobi is the bridge quarterback for Arizona, or do you think they might not draft a rookie at all? I mean, he was really good for fantasy last year. Very bad for real life winning and losing games, though, which puts you in a tough spot for our fantasy football stuff, right? When a guy is horrible at winning or losing games, well, horrible at winning games. Yeah, I mean, he got Trey McBride and Michael Wilson and Michael Carter and all these dumbass running backs their numbers. Yeah, Brissett was a tanking quarterback, but I mean, I don't know. Are they gonna, if they're paying Kyler Murray a bunch of money to not be on their roster, aren't they kind of tanking already this year? The answer is probably yes. Man, I might have left it too late at wide receiver here. Brazel, Tillman, Douglas. God, not very many draftable guys in here. KLS, DeMarcus Robinson, Tez Johnson. I'm gonna have to find someone draftable in there because it is dire. The torture chamber was in a millionaire maker winning lineup. All right. We are about to take a wide receiver whose GM and head coach, like, we're trying to disavow him. God, can I take Keon Coleman? What's by ADP? You know what? I honestly would rather take Jack Bash. That press conference was so dark. Like, imagine how Keon Coleman feels watching the owner of his team say, like, hey, we all know Keon Coleman sucks, but it was Sean McDermott who wanted Keon Coleman, not the GM. You know, it's not the GM's fault. I'm like, imagine Keon Coleman walking in the building and seeing Terry Pegula, and he's like, "Oh, so you think I suck, huh?" And then you're like, yeah, well, I do suck. All right, how am I going to finish this one? I have a 3-6-6-3 with Mahomes, Shuck, Brissett, McCaffrey, Etienne, Judkins, Allgeier, Emmett Johnson, Rashad White, Rashee Rice, Jordan Tyson, Jalen Waddle, Xavier Worthy, Juwan Jennings, and Jack Bescherino. All right, third down. Big third down for old Stiddy here. Let's see a 6-yard scramble for a first down from Stiddy. I guess, honestly, at this range of the draft, you really probably want to be taking running backs and not wide receivers. Although I don't hate taking Trig here. You know what? I'm actually going to take Dontavian Wicks. I believe Dontavian Wicks is a free agent. Oh, nope, no first down. All right, Dontavian Wicks. Let me fact check that. Dontavian Wicks, Spotrac. Going to spend a lot of time on Spotrac. Dontavian Wicks is a... What does this estimate mean? Proven performance escalator? I don't know what that means, but he's not a free agent. So he's still on the Packers. Diggs has 5 catches for 17 yards. Yeah, well, need one more steady rushing yards. All right, what's our final pick here, boys? Final pick of the first stream. If it's a wide receiver, it's going to be like Mims or Brazel or Fields or Douglas or, I mean, honestly, Shavers is probably clickable. Demarcus Robinson, Jalen Royals, Tez Johnson, running back. Remember Antonio Gibson? Giddens, maybe? Brashard Smith? I mean, I can't escape Marvin Mims, bro. I can't escape him. War never changes, and things that are not going to change. War never changes. Marvin Mims never changes. Xavier Worthy never changes. KLS for the culture. Yeah, wow. Remember Roschon Johnson? I wish I didn't. Kareem Hunt. God, please not Kareem Hunt. Anyone but Kareem Hunt. Omar Cooper Jr. Wasn't that the guy who played for Indiana who was Trevor Lawrence's Clemson teammate? I don't think I can do Omar Cooper. We'll do Brazel. We'll do Brazel. Squirrel Brazel. No, actually that's not his nickname. Squirrel White was the Tennessee wide receiver who was named Squirrel. Patrick Mahomes, Tyler Shuck, Jacoby Brissett, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, Quinshon Judkins, Tyler Allgeier, Emmett Johnson, Rashad White, Rashee Rice, Jordan Tyson, Jalen Waddle, Xavier Worthy, Juwan Jennings, Jack Besh, Dontavian Wicks, Chris Brazel II, Tyler Warren, Terrence Ferguson, and Travis Kelce. Bada bing, bada boom, boys. We did it. We got it in. The boys are back. We are 3 teams in. We have a long way to go. It is January 25th, 2026. We are going to be drafting these teams, until like September 3rd, 2026. I hope we are going to multiply the teams we just drafted by 1,000. Ever had StreamYard delete all your stuff? No, I have not. But StreamYard, can make mistakes. Is this draft complete? Drafts completed. Oh, I think I have to refresh. There we go. Big board. We've got Mahomes triple 3 of 150. All right, boys, we're going to get out of here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel for daily fantasy football videos, and I will see you guys all back